Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawks. We are Crime Team.
Beautiful shot high above the Big A. It is Bounce Back Tuesday. The Halos shut out for the first time this year last night and looking to bounce back in Game 2 against the visiting Cleveland Indians. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball. I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubson. For the Halos tonight on the mound, it'll be Dan Herron. Dan Herron, the guy with a 2-0 record. One as a starter, one as a reliever. He pitched in that 14th inning game on Saturday against the Toronto Blue Jays, looking for his third victory. And he's a guy, obviously, that will throw everything and the kitchen sink at you.
Well, Victor, he has such good balance overall. We're going to show why he's so effective during the course of a ball game, especially out there getting himself in a great gathering position. He gathered himself that good balance over the pitching rubber to work downhill and able to manipulate that two-seam fastball inside. You can see the grip right here. That's how he's able to get ground balls and run the fastball into lefties and, of course, paint the outside corner against some tough right-handed batters. And, of course, able to mix in that split-finger fastball. You can see the grip right there, how he splits up the baseball, a read fastball, but it tumbles, the bottom drops out. At the end, hitters cannot do anything with that. He cannot elevate that. And, of course, then he also has that nasty slider. Gets a very good hitter in Michael Young. Outside corner, reads it off the corner's nasty slide piece, and then finish off here with a great curveball. So he's got a two-seam, a four-seam, a cut fastball, split finger fastball, curveball, slider. He's got them all, Victor, and that's why he's so good. And he has the balance over the rubber to be able to work those pitches in consistently throughout the course of a game.
One, as we have seen, certainly not afraid to be out there as the front end of the rotation type of guy, not afraid to work out of the bullpen. The Angels offense, though, will try to bounce back tonight against a very tough sinker baller by the name of Fausto Carmona. Big battle, pitching battle. Dan Herron, Fausto Carmona. It is game number 2 of the 3 games. baseball here at the Big A. The Halos have taken the field. Dan Herron already getting his warm-up tosses in. We'll quickly take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Cleveland Indians. They are on a roll. They are 8-2, having won 8 consecutive games, and Michael Brantley leading things off at center. Has Drupal Cabrera at shortstop, Shin-Soo Choo in right field, Carlos Santana doing the catching, Travis Hafner's at DH, Orlando Cabrera's at second base, Travis Buck makes his first start of the series in left field, Matt Laporta back in there at first, and Jack Hanahan batting ninth and playing third base. Taking on Dan Herron, a 2-0 record, a 3.68 ERA, 13 punch-outs, 3 walks, and 15 2/3.
Well, you're talking about a guy that commands the strike zone. So important for him because he can manipulate that fastball, 2-seam, 4-seam. Great secondary pitches.
Starts Brantley on with a fastball for his strike. Brantley, the center fielder, 1 for 3 last night, had a stolen base, a 3.06 overall average, with 5 runs batted in. He's got 3 doubles. The son of former big leaguer Mickey Brantley, originally the Milwaukee Brewers organization, coming over with Matt Laporta, part of that CC Sabathia deal. Checked his swing, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Ted Barrett calling the balls and strikes tonight. Brian Runge's over at first, Marvin Hudson at second, Tim McClelland is over at third base. 2-1 pitch on its way. Brantley shoots one out toward right, chasing Torrey back. Will make the catch. There's out number 1. Let's check out the defense for the Halos in this one. Got Reggie Willits back in the lineup off the disabled list. Chris Pettit option before the game, so Reggie's in there. Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter in right. Kayaspa, Sturz, Kendrick, and Trumbo from third to first. Jeff Mathis back behind the plate.
And you mentioned Reggie Willits getting his first start of the season coming off that DL. Is a guy that plays a pretty shallow left field, very aggressive. Will go to both the left field line and, of course, in the gap in left center field.
As Drupal Cabrera, the shortstop, takes a strike from Herron. He was 1 for 3 last night. His 1 coming in the first inning. A home run, a solo shot, his 4th of the year, of Tyler Chatwood, making his major league debut last night. Outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. And when it was all said and done, I mean, granted, Chatwood gave up the 2 home runs and led to the overall winning score for the Indians, but you got to take the good with the bad. Some of the good was the fact he was able to work out of some jams, and Mike Scioscia gave him the opportunity to work out of some jams. 1-1 pitches outside. It's 2-1.
Yeah, when you look at his stuff, I thought his stuff was very good. I think it was a situation where you're a youngster making your debut at home to boot in front of all your family and friends. You just didn't get a chance to go out and breathe on the mound. You were out there just grabbing the baseball and throwing a lot of fastballs, particularly early. You can see he has a good fastball. He wasn't really getting up to the optimal speed he's going to get at. He was 93, 94 because he hasn't stretched it out at all. He didn't put 1 inning down in AAA, and spring training was a ways away. So once you see him get going in the season, you're going to see that 95 to 98 range on the fastball, along with that very good curveball.
2-2, got him swinging. Down goes Cabrera. There's out number 2. Chatwood, by the way, will stay in the rotation. He is scheduled to get the start on Saturday against the Chicago White Sox. Matt Palmer goes into the bullpen, and more than likely both of those guys will be pitching next week with no off day. 3-game series at Texas, then back home to face the Red Sox at 4.
And how good is it right now for him to be able to watch a pitcher like Dan Herron be able to use those secondary pitches even in the first inning against some good strong hitters that Cleveland has? He's going to figure those things out. Not only you get your butterflies, you're done with that your first start, but now is your chance to learn things as you watch veterans like Dan Herron or Jared Weaver go out on the mound and do their thing, and Irvin Santana.
1-0 Choo is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. It's got to be interesting, like you said, watching a guy like Dan Herron, because in your mind, you go through the scouting reports and you set yourself up for your approach against the Indians. Choo swings and misses there, and it's 1-2. And obviously, 2 different guys from as far as stuff is concerned between Herron and Chatwood to kind of watch how he approaches things, the off-speed pitches early on, and not afraid to go ahead and start mixing those things here in the first inning. As Choo goes down swinging on the fastball, and Herron racks up a couple of strikeouts. A 1-2-3 inning. We hit on the bottom of the first, scoreless here at Angel Stadium.
lineup for this evening. Halos 5-5 with the loss last night. And Meiser Sturris leading things off at short. Howie Kendrick at second. Bobby Abreu's the DH. Torrey Hunter back in right field. No Vernon Wells just getting the day off, so Alberto Callasco slides up to the 5-hole. He's at third base. Mark Trumbo at first. Reggie Willits is in left field. Jeff Mathis doing the catching. Peter Borges batting ninth, playing center, taking on the power sinker baller by the name of Fausto Carmona, who had a rough very first start of the year, but much better in his last time out.
Well, you mentioned power sinker. You're talking about a sinker that's 89, 94 range. He can throw that pitch almost all game long. If you're swinging at it, you can hit that ball into the ground. Bring him up in the zone.
Meiser takes down and in. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Also will throw a slider and a changeup too, but I think the big thing is if you're an Angel hitter right now, get him involved. Make him field his position. You can get frustrated when you do so.
1-0 pitch on the outside corner. That'll even the count. The Angels last night just with 5 hits. Their lowest total in a game this year. Also, as we pointed out in the open, just the first time they've been shut out. Mitch Talbot was spectacular through his 8 innings. Nothing fancy, not overpowering, but very effective. Sturris shooting this one up the middle, base hit. Leadoff man is on board for the Angels, and that didn't happen a lot for the Angels last night. But it happens here to start this bottom of the first. We'll take a look at the Indians defensively. It's Buck in left, Brantley center, Chu in right. Hanahan and Cabrera as Struble on the left side. Orlando Cabrera and Matt Laporte on the right side. Carlos Santana behind the plate.
Travis Buck getting that start in left field for the Tribe. You've seen him in that Oakland A uniform. Pretty strong arm, very aggressive in the outfield himself, so he will take chances in left field.
Here's Howie Kendrick. Had a 1-for-4 game last night. His average at .375, 4 home runs, and 4 runs batted in. Hanahan had just crept in a little bit at third base, just in case Howie had any ideas of dropping one down. It's no balls in his strike. Caught the inside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes now.
Kind of a backup slider thing against Carmona. What you try to do, and talking to Mickey Hatcher, what their approach is going to be, try to force that sinker up in the strike zone. If it's at the knees, you got to let it go because it will not stay in that same plane.
0-2 trying to get him to chase that breaking ball. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mentioned that bad outing that Carmona had to start the year against the White Sox. Gave up 10 earned runs on 11 hits in his 3 innings. Not the way you would want to start the year. His next start was against the Boston Red Sox. Limited them to no runs in 7 innings. Is how he chops it foul. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Well, this is for you, Victor. I know one of your favorite bands. Carmona Chameleon. You mentioned that first game in which he gave up those 10 runs. Didn't have the power sinker work, and then, of course, came back second game. 7 shutout innings. What kind of pitcher are we going to see tonight out of Carmona? The guy who gave up 10 or the guy that gave up 0?
I thought I just heard that as your ringer earlier today. Here's the 1-2. Now he takes slow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're going way back in the 80s, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. For you.
Yeah. Well, it's just a young pup watching you at Kauffman Stadium.
Singing Boy George music all the time, weren't you? Just hanging out.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that was. Meiser takes off. This one rolled over to third. Hanahan's got it. To throw across the diamond is in time, and Kendrick is retired as Sturris into scoring position. So 1 out, man in scoring position for Bobby Abreu. Last night, these 2 teams combined to go 1 for 10 with men in scoring position. The Angels 0 for 5. The Indians 1 for 5. That one was Matt Laporte's 3-run home run in the 2nd inning.
We had a ton of ground ball outs throughout the game, too.
Bobby was 1 for 2, had a double, a couple of walks. His average at .378, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 2 doubles on the year. His double came leading off the 9th, and that was the last batter that Talbot faced. Pitch is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Carmona has experience against the Angels. The 27-year-old has pitched in 7 games, this now being his 8th. 4 starts prior to tonight. An 0-2 record at a 2.05 ERA.
I'm kind of used to that power sinker. We saw that at Kyle Draybeck the other day when the Jays were in town. That power hard sinker, 94, 95 mile an hour down in the strike zone.
Bobby takes low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. He had I guess what you could call a bounce back year for Cleveland last year. Remember, Fausto kind of got lost mechanically, was erratic, did not find the strike zone for a couple of years, but last year won 13 games, was 13-14. Respectable ERA at 3.77, but this is a kid who won 19 games in 2007. As Bobby's ahead of the count at 3 balls and no strikes, so it's in there. And he did it at such a young age, too.
The thing is, when he's in a groove with that fastball and he gets hitters to chase that pitch, he's very, very effective. But if you can lay off that pitch and force him up, it becomes a little bit more hittable.
3-0 pitch. And it's a 4-pitch walk. 2 men on for Torrey Hunter coming up.
And this is a tough guy for Torrey because Torrey's a guy that's very aggressive on the first pitch. Carmona is well aware that he's had success against Torrey Hunter as far as a batting average against him. Torrey only hitting 179 and 28 at bats against him because he's chasing that fastball, that sinking fastball.
But he is the guy that has had the most at-bats against Carmona, so he has seen everything the big right-hander has. So it's Sturz at second, Abreu at first, and Torrey takes downstairs, ball 1.
Carmona last year allowed 33 stolen bases against him. 6 caught stealing. He's pretty quick to the plate, but it's sometimes difficult to catch if you're to catch behind that plate.
Torrey chops this one over to third. Hanahan's got it over to first, and Hunter is retired. The inning comes to an end. No runs, a hit. The Angels, pardon me, 2 outs. Excuse me. He's so quick there. Runners at second and third for Alberto Callasmo.
Again, swinging that ball and it's hitting the top part of that baseball, and that sink action going to beat it into the ground.
Here's Alberto Callasmo. 1 for 4 last night, hitting .353. A couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. Mentioned Vernon Wells is getting the day off. People were wondering if he was dinged up, or Vernon's played in every game so far. The struggles he's had. Mike Socha deciding to give some time off.
As Socha loves to say when he gives his players a day off, just to clear the head, recharge the batteries, just kind of let the game come back to you, forcing the issue, swinging a lot of pitches out of the zone, guessing wrong, thinking fastball, swinging at breaking balls, and then when he gets a breaking ball, he's missing that. Just give him the time just to get back in there. He's going to put up the numbers, there's no question about it.
It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Soch was asked if it was a complete day off for Vernon. Mike said no. I mean, if situation arises during a game where we might need him in left field or pinch hit or pinch run, more than happy to use him. Figure Vernon will be back in there tomorrow, that 4:05 start against Carlos Carrasco.
And I mean, just look at, see what the pitchers are trying to do against you, refocus yourself. And again, he's always a good luxury to have on your bench late in the game if you need be. A lot of power.
2-1, rolled over to first. Laporta's got it. This will end the inning. The Angels leave a couple of men on, 1 in the books. There's no score here at the Big A.
go to an event? Join the movement at your local area Hyundai dealer. By Shakey's Pizza. Win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. And by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax.
Top of the second with no score. Carlos Santana to lead things off here against Dan Herron. 4, 5, and 6. Due up for Cleveland. Santana looks at a breaking ball for his strike. Santana, Hafner, and Cabrera facing Herron, who had a 1-2-3 first inning, including a couple of strikeouts. Santana 0 for 4 last night. Switch hitter swings and misses on the off-speed pitch. And it is 0-2.
Well, we showed that gathering of Dan Herron, opening there, how he gathers himself over the pitching rubber. Not only does it gives himself better balance, but also throws off the timing of a hitter.
That's down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Santana hitting .237 here in the young season. 1 home run and 6 runs batted in. And the 1-2 on its way. That's up and in. It's a little fastball. Give him something to think about. Evens the count.
So important to be able to throw the fastball off the plate to keep hitters honest. So you can never look away, because that's where you're trying to get a hitter out, is away.
Pitch is chopped on the ground over to first. Trumbo will wave off Herron. Leadoff man retired. That's 4 in a row retired by Herron. This is how the first inning came to an end.
Well, he starts right here with you with a split finger way out in front, then elevates a fastball at 91. So you get 2 different looks. 1 below the knees, 1 above the letters. That's why it makes Dan Herron so effective, his ability to be able to go pitch east and west, but also the ability to pitch north and south in the strike zone.
Dan throwing 13 pitches in that first inning. He's retired the leadoff man here in the second. Here's the man they call Pronk. Travis Hafner, the DH. Takes a pitch outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. After 1 for 4 last night, he's off to a pretty good start for Cleveland. .355. A couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in. Breaking ball drops in there. And a guy, they say, that is back to where he was a couple of years ago as far as being able to drive the ball. He was getting some home runs over the last couple of years, but just did not have that drive, that sound off the bat. They say during spring training and here in the early going, Hafner is getting that. As that pitch is on the inside corner, 1-2.
Boy, I've seen the last few years just trying to guess along and be able to get that bat out in front. And when you do that as a hitter, you're susceptible to off-speed pitches and just trying to think and guess fastballs, start to bat head through the zone. But if you make that mistake of guessing wrong, you're going to be an easy out.
1-2. That is downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Herron, we pointed out, pitched Saturday's game, went 1 inning, struck out a man, and picking up the win in relief. That was that 14-inning marathon. 2-2. Outside, full count. Orlando Cabrera on deck. And a payoff. Boy, got him with that breaking ball. Down goes Hafner, 2 outs.
Well, if you're Hafner, you got to be thinking the lines. You're going to get a fastball 3-2. Instead, you got the breaking ball. Out in front. We're getting on top, and then it's that snap you see on the wrist. And then downward trajectory on the baseball makes it such a perfect spot, especially on the outer half of the plate. You see how far he missed that. Out in front, too, and then great location.
Fastball chopped to the left side. Callaspo has it go off his glove, and Cabrera will reach. Giving Callaspo an error on that one. Would not surprise me if they changed it at some point in the game.
Kind of a tough in-between hop.
Yep. So man is on board via the error. 2 outs here, and that brings up Travis Buck. for Callaspo, at least for now, the second error of the year. The 6th for the Halos. Travis Buck takes that pitch up and away. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Hitting just 158. Austin Kearns getting a good chunk of time out of left field. Cleveland, of course, still waiting just for Grady Sizemore to come back. 1-0, rolled up the first baseline, foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And Manny Acta was asked before the game, where is Grady Sizemore going to play when he comes back off the disabled list? They're anticipating maybe in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. He said, just like the John Fogerty song, center field.
Wow. Pretty darn good fielding center fielder.
John Fogerty?
Yes.
So strike 1 and 2.
Definitely him.
Brantley will more than likely move over to left.
Well, if he comes back anywhere near where he was a few years ago, all of a sudden this is a pretty exciting team. I mean, they've been playing great, obviously, with 8 wins in a row to start the season. But they're catching the baseball, and you put him back in your offense and defense, you're that much better.
Runner takes off. They got him picked off. Herron firing to his Sturris, who gives way to Trumbo, who gives way to Kendrick. And Orlando Cabrera trying to get himself out because he is just flat out tired. We head to the bottom of the second here at the Big A. We have no score. Put out to end the top of the second. Here in the bottom of the second, no score. Mark Trumbo to lead things off against Fausto Carmona. The Halos had 2 men on in the first inning. Leadoff single by Asteris and the walk to Abreu. They left him stranded at second and third. Trumbo hitting .278, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. He does have 3 doubles. 1 for 3 last night. That is in there for a strike.
Boy, a changeup that was in the inner half of the plate. I think the speed threw off Trumbo, but if he throws that spot again, that ball's gone.
Lays off. They appeal at first base. Brian Runge says he did not go. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Outfield pretty much straight away against Trumbo. Swings through that one. Moving the count at 2-2. 93-mile-an-hour sinker.
Bottom drops out of that pitch at 93. Very difficult to get that ball elevated in the air. You're going to just beat that into the ground. You got to let that one go if possible.
Up the line at third, backhanded by Hanahan. The long throw is on target. Trumbo is retired for round number 1. Go back and check out the pickoff caught stealing.
generally here in a rundown, you want to run the ball and get right up on the runner. You don't want to keep throwing back and forth that much of a distance because that creates a longer rundown and more opportunity to throw the ball away. Get the baseball, run at the base runner, either apply the tag or force the issue right away. Unless you get them so tired they just give up.
Yeah, a veteran such as Orlando just says, uncle. Someone please tag. Here's Reggie Willett's first AB of 2011. Takes a fastball upstairs. She's on a rehab assignment starting the season on the disabled list due to a strained calf muscle. Takes low and it's 2-0. Reggie had 258 last year for the Angels in 97 games. Hanahan playing near the cut of the grass at third, just in case Reggie has any ideas. Laporta cheating in a little bit at first. And Carmona falls behind here at 3-0.
You're probably looking at least 2 takes. Reggie try to get on base. And you're going to see that issue being pressed as far as a potential stolen base against Carmona. Not real fast to the plate, plus very good movement on his fastball. Makes it difficult.
There's a strike 3-1. If you weren't with us earlier, we mentioned that Chris Pettit was optioned down to AAA Salt Lake in order to make room for Reggie's return. Pettit got into one game as a pinch runner. Reggie pulls it foul. It's a full count. Would not be surprised at some point if something were to happen from the outfield perspective. See Chris back at a very good spring training. Provide you some options.
He's got some pop in his bat. Very quick bat. Can run. Very good outfielder.
3-2 to Reggie. That is fouled off to the left. You saw Jeff Mathis on deck. Peter Borges to follow if we get that far here in the second. Reggie pops it up. Santana behind the plate. 2 outs. Angel fans, be sure to log on to foxsportswest.com/angels for all the latest team news, including Mark Kubas' chat about Angels baseball. And be sure to cast your vote for the Angels poll question. Who is your favorite homegrown Halo? Tyler Chadwood of Redlands East Valley High, Hank Conger, Huntington Beach High, Chris Pettit, San Dimas High, Mark Trumbo, Villa Park High, or Jared Weaver, Simi Valley. You can still vote for Chris Pettit. Just go to foxsportswest.com/angels. Here's Mathis. Up and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
Carmona has faced 8 batters. Only 1 time has he thrown a first pitch strike.
Mathis, 217 with a home run at 2 runs batted in. Rolls over this one. Hanahan comes charging in. And Carmona has himself a 1-2-3 inning. 2 in the books here at the Big A. We have no score. Travis Buck to lead things off. He was the guy that was at the plate when Orlando Cabrera caught up in that rundown to end the second inning. So it'll be Buck, Laporta, Hanahan. The bottom third of the order due up for Cleveland. Indians sitting atop the American League Central with that 8-game winning streak as Buck fouls this one off the left. They are 4-2 at home, 4-0 out on the road. See Buck's numbers, as we pointed out earlier, 158 average. Lays off the breaking pitch, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Buck over the last couple of years having to deal with a number of nagging injuries. Takes a strike on the inside corner, glances back to Ted Berry, doesn't like the call. It's 1-2. He's had right oblique problems, left oblique problems, shin splints, hamstring, right thumb. Played in only 14 games for the A's last year. That pitch is down low. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's always been the issue, staying in there and playing enough games to be able to put up the numbers.
This one fouled off to the left, and it'll find its place in the seats. Count remains at 2-2. And you talk about numbers for Buck. I mean, here's a guy that when he made his debut in the big leagues in 2007, did all right. Hit .288, 7 home runs, drove in 34. Doing that in 82 games, you figured, all right, maybe a chance to be an effective, productive corner outfielder. So chops this one foul. It's 2-2, but that just hasn't been the case.
Could run it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a pop in the bat. Bottom line is trying to stay healthy.
And right into the mold of Oakland. On base percentage guy. 2-2 chopped on the ground to Howie Kendrick. 1 away. Hey folks, join Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association in helping Japan's children in need. Visit unicef.org or text Japan to 864-233 to donate $10. Standard text messaging and transactional fees do apply. For more information, all you have to do is visit MLB.com/Japan Relief. One out for Matt Laporta. Swings through the breaking pitch, and that's kind of where you want to pitch Matt Laporta.
Yeah, you basically just want to show him a fastball out of the strike zone and then finish him off with either your slider or curveball.
Laporta swings, and skies went out to shallow left. Reggie Willits puts it away for out number 2. Laporta last night 1 for 3 with that 3-run home run.
He's able to get his arms extended on the elevated fastball. Over at the right center field, the big shot of the ball game yet last night against Chatwood.
So 2 outs, bases clear for Jack Hanahan, also a former Oakland A, former Detroit Tiger. Has a 1-ball, no strike count. 0 for 4 last night, hitting .250. A couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in. That is on the outside corner for a strike. It is 1-1. Herron with 3 punch outs. No walks. 1-1 pitch. It's down and in. 2-1.
When he went sinker away, got the corner and tried to cut fastball inside. Just missed the corner. 2-1. You think fastball count. Instead, going to throw a curveball.
Missed up and away, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Top of the order, Michael Brantley on deck. And a full count as that ball ricocheted off someone's seat back onto the playing field. 42 pitches thrown by Herron, 26 for strikes here in the third. Here's the payoff. Upstairs, he lost him. First walk issued by Hare, puts a man on with 2 outs. Spins the lineup back to the top with Brantley coming up. Brantley's 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to right, leading off the game. Swinging first pitch and hits a fly ball to shallow right. Here comes Torrey Hunter. He's under it. Puts the squeeze on it. That will end the third. No runs, no hits. 1 left gone for Cleveland. We head to the bottom of the third. Scoreless. His first 3 innings. He's going to the bottom of the third with no score. That walk, by the way, Aaron's first of the year. Peter Borges takes inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So 16 punch outs, 1 walk for Dan Hare. And 18 2/3 so far.
Pretty good ratio.
Yeah.
Apparently he won a 2-1, but he's 16-1 right now.
Borges takes a strike to even the count. Peter was over 3 last night, a .212 average, 4 RBIs. Laporte in on the grass at first. And the 1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It was so hard to do if you're a hitter against a guy like Carmona. Just try to force him up in the strike zone, because if it's at the knees, it's going to have that sink action. Very difficult to hit well.
And Peter gives this one a ride toward left field. Going back is Buck. Gone! Big fly for Peter Borges. His first of the year. The Angels take a 1-0 lead.
Just like that, he got a pitch up in the strike zone and crushed it. Super quick bat for Peter Borges, doing the damage. See that good pop he has. Fastball that stayed up and elevated, and he got crushed because of that. Good at bat for Peter. Didn't swing at those pitches down, brought him up in the zone, and knocked it out of the yard.
Here's a Sturz who takes a fastball for a strike. Six home runs for Borges last year in 51 games. Spicer rolls over this one. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
I figured that a little bit. He took a little longer run around the bases for a home run. Makes it down to 1 second. It's easy to be around the bases.
I guess
that's what Torrey and Vernon said they were working on.
Yeah. Little style.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. Down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Meiser 1 for 1 at a base hit in the first inning and was stranded at third base. Well, he got him with the off-speed pitch. There's out number one. First punch out for Carmona. Breaks up Howie Kendrick. Boy, I tell you what, if Peter can continue to kind of progress as a hitter and show that ability. I mean, 6 home runs in 51 games for a young man who's known for his speed last year. Kind of change the defense up a little bit. How you defense a guy like that, you got to take away the bunt, of course, because of that speed. As that pitch is outside, it's 1 ball, no strikes. But for outfield alignment, we saw the Blue Jays playing him very shallow.
Anytime you go inside, he's super quick. If he starts hitting the ball to right field to go along with his ability to be able to bunt the baseball, well, he's got the whole field covered.
That went off the end of the bat and off the screen. Nice foot save and a beauty by Brian Runge at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And again, when you're a pitcher on the mound, you're facing a guy with the speed of Peter Borges, you're more apt to throw him fastballs because you know he's going to try to bunt. He's going to try to work the count, walk. So you want to throw more fastballs, and that's when you get those mistakes.
Chopped over to Asdrubal Cabrera. Kendrick is retired, 2 outs. And the Angels Freedom Plan starts at just $50 and allows you to enjoy the freedom of 10 ticket vouchers to use however you choose at over 60 Angels home games. Use your vouchers at 10 separate games or use all 10 at once. Buy your plan today at angels.com/mini plans or just by calling 888-796 Halo. 2 outs. Nobody on for Bobby Abreu. 1-0 Angels. Peter Borges' first home run of the year into the seats in left. Bobby drew a walk his first time up and takes down low. So he's seen 5 pitches, 5 out of the strike zone.
Bobby, though, is very good against a guy like Carmona because he knows that sinking fastball is going to be difficult to keep in the strike zone. So he's going to keep taking until he gets a good one to drive.
Going with the changeup. Bobby not even fooled on it, so it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Coming into game 4 for 12 against Carmona, .333 batting average.
Two-0 pitch. Strike, 2-1. Indians play Abreu pretty much straight away. Infield and the outfield. He breaks his bat, bounces this one back to Fausto. Flips over to first. And that will end the inning. But not before Peter Borges, as a leadoff man, leads off the third with his first home run of the year. Top of the 4th, Angels on top by the score of 1-0. Take a look at our AT&T trivia question for this evening. Well, Ryan through 7 no-hitters. Who are the only other 2 pitchers since 1900 with 3 or more?
Well, that's a good question.
As Jubal Cabrera showing bunt, takes the breaking ball down low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Cabrera, Chu, and Santana here against Stan here.
The late Bob Feller.
One-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Count is even at 1-1. The Indians, of course, honoring the Hall of Famer with the patch on their uniform sleeve, on their right sleeve. Always a presence at the stadium in Cleveland.
Well, we got to talk to him last year.
Yeah.
Well, he loved talking baseball. Talk about a guy that can throw the fastball firm.
2-1 is in there. It's 2-2. There's that patch, number 19.
That leg kick too.
I think the only man who ever judges fastball up against a motorcycle man, policeman. He was ahead of his times, Gooby.
That's when you know you get a good fastball.
Yeah. It's kind of what you do as a pickup, you know, on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
just get a motorcycle cop to say, hey, do you mind if I throw my fastball like your bike? Full count.
What would they have used to check out how hard I was throwing a fastball? What do you think? Maybe an hourglass?
Rickshaw would be good. 3-2. Gets jammed. This one out to shallow left field, and Asturias is there to make the catch for out number 1.
So what are you trying to say?
You just dogged yourself by saying hourglass.
I thought you maybe would have said like a, you know,
no,
a stealth bomber or something like that flying through.
I didn't misspeak.
No, my bad.
Here's Shin-Soo Choo, the right fielder. Bob Feller set the standard.
Yeah. Yep.
Chu 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Swings through that fastball. And it's no balls and a strike. Heron with 3 punch outs, 1 walk here. 3 1/3. 0-1 on its way. It's down and away. We're talking about some movement. Jeff Mathis wants to wear a thumb guard on that sinking fastball down and away. 1-1 pitch. This one out toward right center field. Borges is not going to get there. It falls in for a base hit. So Chu is on board with a 1-out knock. First hit for Cleveland. Prior to that base hit for Chu, this is that pitch I was talking about. Watching the glove of Jeff Mathis.
He was trying to frame the outside corner. Look how much movement on that pitch.
A lot of times with sinker ballers, you get turned around a little bit because of that movement. As a catcher, you turn the glove clockwise, which is what you don't want to do, and expose that thumb. Get a little stinger in there. A lot of guys back in the day used to almost make it like a little cast for that thumb, put it on the thumb, and then put their hand in the glove. Santana takes a curveball in for a strike.
But Jeff trying to keep it in the zone. It's a difficult thing to do, to be able to keep your hand like that, to keep a better look for the home plate umpire. But you're right, that's a tough one. It gets right on that thumb and a lot of discomfort.
Santana's 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Good lead for Chu. He's got pretty good speed and a quick throw over there. He's back. Indians, as a ball club, have only stolen 5 bases. They've been caught twice. Chu last year had 22 bags. Career high for him. He had 21 the year before. Snap throw to first, and they almost got him. I'm not sure Mathis had a real good handle on that baseball. That ball didn't have a whole lot of zip over to first base. Grown accustomed to seeing thrown behind left-handed batters. A little more velocity to first base.
Yeah, I think he might have had a chance of getting them there too on that throw.
Here comes the 1-1. Oh, beauty. Breaking ball on the inside corner, 1-2.
Well, what a spot for that one. Heron, very quick move to first base, like Jared Weaver. One of the best moves you're going to get from the right side, and that slider right on the inside corner, nasty. There's nothing you can do as a hitter. If you swing at that, you're going to pull that foul if you make any contact at all.
We've seen a couple of those already off the screen. The first base shot. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Down goes Santana for out number 2.
Way after that cutter or slider inside corner, then drop a split finger fastball. Great action on that. He sold that as if it was a fastball. You can see a perfect view on our Fox mode as far as the grip and the rotation and the dip of that split finger fastball.
Strikeout number 4 for Herod, facing Travis Hafner now with Chu still at first.
Back to Dan Herron, he allowed 4 stolen base against him last year, 2 base runners caught. That's not many stolen base attempts against a right-handed pitcher. Tells you what type of move he has. 1 stolen base allowed this season.
Chu looks like he was leaning over at first base, so Herron holding the baseball. Little bluff move by Chu.
And Herron's real good at that. After he holds the ball, will go a quick pitch to throw off the timing of not only the base runner but also the hitter.
Hafner was a strikeout victim in the second. So he is 0 for 1. His best year back in 2006, 42 home runs and 117 runs batted in. Time was called. Object out on the field in right field. I believe it was that 2006 year when it broke out. The following year they had the Pronk bar. That's his nickname, Pronk, P-R-O-N-K, part project, part donkey. Hey man, I didn't come up with the name.
Well, you got all kinds of information.
You like that?
Yep.
Breaking ball, a little bit high. That's 1 ball, no strikes. And the Rangers system was Hafner, and then he got traded to the Cleveland Indians for Ryan Drees and catcher Einar Diaz.
That's pretty good for Cleveland.
1-0. Drops in there. There's that the changing of the speed, even on the breaking pitches.
Getting back to Chatwood, Tyler Chatwood to be able to watch this from a veteran. Again, pitching backwards. In the fastball count, the ability to be able to throw an off-speed pitch for a strike. Then when you get ahead, that's when you can finish off with the secondary pitch.
Throw over, Chu is back. Is it trusting yourself to do that, or is it just one of those things that letting yourself slow the game down so that you can get through that thought process and believe in your ability to do that?
Biggest thing you mentioned, slowing the game down. We mentioned that last night with Tyler. Just grabbing the baseball, go good pace, but you also want to take a breath. You want to let the game come to you, and that'll eventually happen for him, because when you look at his overall stuff, I mean, really good fastball with good movement, an excellent swing and miss curveball, and a very good changeup. And he threw a changeup behind in the count when he started to pitch a little bit differently later in the game. So you got guys, you know, a young guy, Mike Butcher's going to work on it in between starts to say, listen, okay, let's go get ourselves in a mindset of, okay, I'm behind the count. Throw that curveball or changeup, not your best one, but you want to throw that for a strike. And all of a sudden, for effect, everything becomes that much better.
Angels pitching out there, thinking perhaps Chu was taking off, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hafner. 2 outs, 1-0 Halos. Peter Borges, his first home run of the year, coming in the bottom of the third off Fausto Carmona. Howie Kendrick out at shallow right field, playing Hafner to pull. This was grounded weakly towards short. It's going to have to go to first. And Howie out shallow right. And the out is recorded. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left job. Hit at the bottom of the 4th. Halos on top 1-0. by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, get the All-American Jack Combo with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Halos up 1-0 here, bottom of the fourth. Torrey Hunter takes a breaking ball from Fausto Carmona outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. The Angels sending up Hunter, Callaspo, and Trumbo against Carmona, has 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 2 hits allowed. Torrey swings and fouls it off to the right. Count is even at 1-1. Torrey 0 for 1. He grounded out to third in the first inning. They tie him up with that fastball down and in. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one rolled up the line, and Hanahan has it at third base. And Torrey is retired for the first out to start the fourth. We go back to our AT&T trivia question, talking about Nolan Ryan's no hitters. Who are the only 2 other pitchers since 1900 with 3 or more no hitters? Sandy Koufax and Bob Feller.
I was thinking Sandy Koufax also. When you talk about great fastball, Bob Feller, all-time great curveball, Sandy Koufax. And a 95-mile-an-hour fastball also.
Roberto Callaspo takes down low to lead things off in his at-bat. It's 1 ball, no strikes. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to first.
I got to talk to Sandy Koufax last winter. Talk about a guy that loves to teach pitching. Just a great guy. In his philosophy on the curveball and fastball coming out of that same arm slot. A lot of guys seek him out in spring training to be able to work on their curveballs, and he's not afraid to help you out.
Alberto takes downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Was it prior to last year in which he had a conversation with Clayton Kershaw?
Yep. And the big thing with Kershaw, because he would overthrow his breaking ball. And early on in his career, Sandy Koufax was the same thing. He was a little bit wild. Then he figured it out. Boy, his curveball would start up around the letters and end up at the knee of a batter. But again, he had the same arm spot for his fastball because he can ride that fastball up in the zone, but then throw the curveball that looked like it was going to be a fastball, then drop.
Callaspo rolls this one foul. Alfredo Griffin with a nice play. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two on its way. A pretty good pitch down and in. Down goes Callaspo. 2 outs.
Well, pitchers like strikeouts, but Carlos Santana seems like he likes when there's a strikeout thrown. He comes flying out of the batter's box and whips it around the third base right away. It's almost like you think it's a 3rd out.
A little hop in his step. Probably pretty excited at the fact that it was a pretty good pitch. Yeah, you call that pitch down and in to a left-handed batter. Perfectly located.
Bottom just dropped right out of that pitch.
Trumbo takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Mark 0 for 1. Grounded out to Hanahan at third base in the second inning. Hanahan's been a busy guy. 5 ground balls to the third baseman.
A lot of times you see a pitcher ice their arm after a game. The infielders for Cleveland are going to have to ice their arms down. The amount of ground balls they've gotten last night and tonight already.
And it should tell you something about Hanahan at third base, having already fielded 5 ground balls, all 5 coming off right-handed batters. It means movement going away from the right-handed hitters and just rolling over it. So difficult to kind of get yourself to believe in the ability to drive that ball into the alley in right center field. That's the way they're going to pitch you, kind of middle half away to drive that ball into right center.
When it's sinking like that, you're always hitting the top of the baseball, so you're beating into the ground right at third base.
2-1 pitch. Slider. It's 2-2. Unlike that swing that Borges took in the third inning, a sinker that was up and flattened out. The 2-2. And down goes Trumbo. Santana applies the tag. It's back-to-back punch-outs for Carmona. He's now have 3 in this game. For the books, Angels still on top 1-0. Top of the 5th inning, it is 1-0 Angels. Great shot, a lot of young fans in attendance, good crowd on hand. The blankets given out before the game will come in handy. Temperature starting to drop a little bit. Here in the 5th inning, the Indians sending up Cabrera, Buck, and Laporta against Dan Herron. First pitch is in there for a strike. Orlando Cabrera reached on the error by Alberto Callaspo in the 2nd inning. So he's 0 for 1. Then he was picked off. Tried to take off towards second base before Herron delivered the baseball. It's a huge foul. And it's no balls, 2 strikes.
It looked like a straight changeup there. He will also throw that pitch. When you think about Jared Weaver and Dan Herron, both of those pitchers have the ability to utilize 4 or 5 pitches during the course of a game. Most pitchers you think of, okay, you get the power fastball, breaking ball. But they have the ability to be able to throw 2 types of fastballs. They cut the fastball. They also will throw a good curveball slider, and Dan Herron has that great split finger fastball. Weave's got the good changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a 1-2. Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Herron 2-0 and a 1.15 ERA. And of course, Jared Weaver 3-0. The .87 earned run average coming off that 15 strikeout performance against Toronto.
Over 40 strikeouts, only 7 walks. Not only dominant stuff, but around the strike zone all day long. For that strikeout against Bautista the other day, when he was about 120, 121 pitches. Well, that was nasty. Said he had his best slider he's ever had.
Herron started his windup there, and Cabrera had backed out for a second.
It's that good competition, too, when you're number 1, number 2 starters. Friendly competition, but it's also elevates your game.
This one Luke fouled into the seats behind the Indians dugout, so the count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
"15 strikeouts. 7 2/3 innings. Tell you what, the Jays hitter just didn't seem comfortable at all throughout that entire game. They never gave him that same look.
Cabrera lifts a lazy fly ball to shallow left, going out as Asturis toward the foul line. He calls off Callaspo, and Cabrera's retired for the first out. And April 26th, the Angels host the Oakland A's at 7:05 right here at the Big A. All fans in attendance will receive a wall calendar courtesy of Pechanga Resort and Casino. The 13-month calendar highlights 50 years of Angels baseball and includes players such as Ron Carew, Don Baylor, and Tim Sample. To purchase tickets, just visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com.
13 months calendar, huh?
I think they just added that 13th month for you.
Yes.
It's found off to the left.
In that horoscope, they added another sign in the horoscope, but why not add another month?
I think it would be for Albie Pearson for the heck of a job he did the other day.
Could be right.
I wonder if he's Googled Beverly Hills 90210 yet. This one rolled over to second. Howie Kendrick has it. Travis Buck is retired for round number 2.
There's no question he did.
I love the fact that if my wife will let me, I will check it out. 2 outs. Nobody on for Matt Laporta. Jim Fregosi, Angel great. His number retired here throughout the first pitch.
Threw a good pitch.
Yeah, he did. Even with the Letterman jacket, as Laporta takes down low, it's 1 ball, no strikes.
So you don't think it was the jacket the reason for Langer didn't get that in the zone then?
No, I believe it. Because
Okay.
Langer pointed to the jacket immediately. Laporta pulls out with a foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Laporta's 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to left in the 3rd inning. Good pitch, down and away, and it's 1-2.
Boy, great spot for that split finger fastball. Away, and then the bottom drops. That's why Laporta's taking a while to get back in the batter's box, trying to think what he's going to throw. He's going to throw him a slider here to finish him off if he can.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And a 2-2. Outside, full count. Hanahan, the third baseman, is on deck. Both guys, Heron and Carmona, were even through 4 innings as far as pitch counts were concerned. Heron was at 62, Carmona at 63. Danny now getting ready to throw his 77th. And it's fouled back behind the plate. So we'll reset, do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Heron looking for a 1-2-3 inning. And he's got it. Picking up strikeout number 5. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at the Big A. The Halos with a 1-0 lead. bottom of the 5th, with the Angels on top 1-0. It'll be the bottom 3rd. Due up for the Halos here against Fausto Carmona, Willits, Mathis, and Borges. Reggie takes down and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. And the struggles for Fausto Carmona, as far as getting ahead, first pitch strikes continues, but yet he still has been effective, even though the majority of the time he's been behind at 1-0. He's come back and battled back, throws a strike here, and the count is even at 1-1. 2 of 16 hitters he's gotten ahead of.
Well, he comes right back generally with a fastball again, but with that movement, you're thinking fastball count. You jump out in front, and that's when you beat it into the ground again. That's sinking fastball, like that one there. Or you can mix it and change speeds with it too.
Reggie's 0 for 1. He popped up in foul territory in the 2nd inning. He was caught by Santana behind the plate. Pulls this one foul on the first base shot. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don't forget, it's a 4:05 start tomorrow. That's the finale of this 3-game series against the Tribe. Carlos Carrasco going for Cleveland. Irvin Santana going for the Angels. On KCOP, my 13 tomorrow. Reggie pulls another one foul into the dugout this time. And it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off day on Thursday, then it's on to take on the Chicago White Sox for 3 at U.S. Cellular Field beginning on Friday. And then 3 against the Texas Rangers. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Willits. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Fausto Carmona. He's got 4 on the night.
When you make that commitment to that pitch, when it starts at the knees, it doesn't stay in that same plane. It's almost like that's a split finger fastball. He pronates his wrist. That's how you end up getting that great sinking action on that fastball.
Is that a split, or is that what they call that Vulcan change, where he places the baseball net between the 3rd and 4th fingers?
He doesn't have the true split. Right. Remember, Mike Boddicker had that pitch back in the day with Baltimore and Boston, where they're able to turn that pitch over. That's a great view of that pitch.
Mathis takes a strike, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeff 0 for 1. He grounded out to 3rd base in the 2nd. This one chopped down. It's 1-2. And I mentioned that road trip upcoming against the White Sox and the Rangers. Rangers had a huge blow to them today. Forget about the loss against the Tigers. It's their 2nd loss on the year. But the fact that they're going to be without Josh Hamilton between 6 to 8 months, a fracture in the humerus in the right arm, the upper right arm region. A play at the plate. That pitch is down in the dirt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's an odd looking play. We were watching the highlights of that play. Tried to tag up on a pop up in foul territory. Nobody was covering home. He tried to make it in there, and he slid in head first, which generally that's rule of thumb is you don't slide head first into home or first base for that matter, but especially at home, especially when you're dealing with a catcher and shin guards.
Mathis rolls it foul. May have gotten a piece of his foot. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it was just kind of an innocent head first dive. It wasn't going into a catcher. He was kind of sliding to try to avoid the tag. Victor Martinez was in foul territory on the 3rd base side. It just looked like a normal head first slide. All of a sudden taken out of the game, but he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. 2-2. Mathis breaks his bat, pops it up. Hanahan with the foul territory. 2 outs. 1-0 Angels here in the 5th, and it was courtesy of Peter Borges in the 3rd.
He broke it down a little bit.
He did. No stutter step around 3rd base.
No, he didn't pull on the jersey either, a la Ricky Henderson. Who was he doing that today in Boston? Hit a home run. Tapping on his helmet, going around. He has about so many home runs in his career.
Darnell McDonald?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was always happy when guys did stuff like that and hit a home run against me. That made me feel good.
The guys with a lot of big league time?
Yep.
That was Darnell McDonald. 1-1 is down low, 2 balls and a strike. Borges with that home run in the third, picking up his 5th RBI. Wasn't there somebody, wasn't there a catcher with the Mariners last year who had all of about 3 days in the big leagues? Pimp a home run. It might have been off Jared.
I think it was.
Right?
Exactly. We both almost fell out of our chairs on that one.
2-1 pitch, it's outside, 3 balls. I guess if you know you're probably headed back down to the minor leagues for the rest of your career, go ahead and pimp it.
Yeah, that's never a good idea to break it down when you have like 2 in the show. What was that one commercial? You have to earn it. That one guy sit on his chair said you have to earn it.
3-1 pitch is in there. It's a full count. Top of the order, and Asturias on deck. Here comes the payoff. And he got up swinging. Fausto Carmona's retired 9 in a row since the Borges home run in the third. We've played 5. The Angels still lead at 1-0.
Fastball to hitter and shoe way out in front on that swing and miss. Then here comes that 2-seam fastball grip, runs it right in. The inner half it up in the zone against Shoe to get that swing and miss. And now that great curveball grip throwing to Travis Hather way out in front on that 3-2 pitch. It's almost like a knuckle curveball. We saw Eric Gagne had that similar pitch. Mike Mussina also threw that knuckle curveball also.
Yep. 1-0 Angels here in the 6th inning. Jack Hanahan takes outside for ball 1. And we love the fact you love Angels baseball.
Took the time to make the sign.
She got on the tube. That's all it takes.
That's what needs to be done
for the most part. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls and no strike. Hanahan picked up the only walk that Dan Herron has issued this year. That came in the 3rd inning with 2 outs. Two balls and 1 strike. Hanahan last year started the year with the Oakland A's at 193 and picked up off waivers by the Seattle Mariners at 230 for the M's. Now with Cleveland. Coming off the screen there, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And here goes John Nunnally with the save.
Inside, full count. Michael Brantley's on deck. The 3-2, and it's pulled foul. Over the head of the very tall former big league catcher Sandy Alomar Jr. The first base coach's box.
Him hitting 9th in a lineup. Talk about a fun team to face back there in the mid-90s. 25 home runs, hit number 9 in your lineup. That was a lot of fun.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Hanahan. There is out number 1. Hey folks, on Thursday, April 21st at 7:05, the Halos begin a 4-game series against the Boston Red Sox. Make your plans to be part of the excitement to purchase those tickets today by visiting the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com. Red Sox dropped another one tonight. 1-run game to the Tampa Bay Rays. Boston now 2-9. Rays 3-8.
Is there any panic up there in Boston yet with this team?
Way too early to start panicking. Brantley takes a breaking ball for strike. Wouldn't you agree? I mean,
normally
a lot of expectations for that team. I mean, they were awarded the World Series trophy about January
120
1st.
wins on the season too. But you can see though, there is some deficiency in that lineup, meaning that team, because of the pitching staff.
Brantley lines out, ground number 2. Talking about the schedule, upcoming games. Mentioned that road trip, Chicago, Texas. Boston in for 4, Oakland in for 3, and then back out on the road. It's been a while since we've been to the St. Petersburg area.
A long time.
Yeah. Go back there at the end of the month. That last road trip goes Tampa for 3 and then to Boston for 4. For the Red Sox, 8 games in the span of about 2 weeks.
A little difference in temperature, don't you think? Those 2 places?
Perhaps. Cabrera takes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Good location on that pitch. 2-1.
Again, pitching backwards. Fastball count 2-0. Said through a cut fastball underneath the hands. Now coming with a curveball and then another fastball count.
This one out toward left field. Reggie drifting over to his right makes the catch, and Heron has himself another 1, 2, 3, and he's retired the last 8 in a row. Way into the bottom of the 6th inning with the Angels still on top 1-0. Our delicious Baja-style fish tacos with classic Baja or spicy avocado sauce, only at El Pollo Loco, and by Time Warner Cable. Angels have the top of the order here in the the bottom of the 6th inning, 1-0 as Asura swings the first pitch. Fly ball to center field. Michael Brantley is there, puts it away. Nesturis is retired, a 1-for-3 night. And that's 10 in a row retired by Carmona. Going back to that home run. Meister had a base hit back in the 1st. So 1 out, nobody on. Here comes Howie Kendrick. Howie's 0 for 2. Ground ball to third, and a ground ball to short. Takes a fastball in there for a strike.
Well, we thought coming into this game this could be a great pitcher's duel, and it certainly has been the case.
This one out toward right field. Breaking back was Chu, but he comes in a couple of steps, makes the grab. 2 outs.
What, 3 pitches to get 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Bobby steps up with 2 outs and nobody on. 0 for 1 in the walk. Carmona, native of the Dominican Republic, got to the big leagues in 2006. Made that debut, was 1-10 with a 5.42 ERA, mostly in relief, 38 games, 7 starts. But then evolved, especially with that sinker. Had that breakout year in 2007 when he won 19 games. Bobby has a 2-ball no strike count, pitched well in the division series, got 2 starts in the league championship series in 07. Gave up 11 earned runs in 6 innings, and kind of regressed from there. His ERA spiked to almost 5.5 in 22 starts in 08. His ERA was over 6 in 2009 before getting dialed back in to last year. That ERA at 3.77.
Well, you remember what was that series against Boston when they were up 3 games to 1? He had a start, and CC Sabathia had a start, and they both could not finish off the Red Sox that year.
2-0 down low, 3 balls and no strikes. Carmona finished 4th with the Cy Young voting in 2007. CC winning it. Beckett, Lackey, and then Carmona. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. In all fairness, he did have a hip problem in 2008, a hip strain that kind of affected him. And his name was mentioned quite a bit in the offseason as far as possible trade target. That is a strike on the outside corner, full count. Bobby thought it was a walk.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, when you have a guy with this type of movement on the fastball and that size that he has on the mound, you would want to take him on your team. And fastball, again, because of that movement, that late movement, at times you even can make an umpire make a mistake on that. That ball was off the outside corner.
Full count with 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Outside, there's a walk. Second issued by Carmona, both to Abreu. Keeps the inning alive for Torrey.
It was the exact same type of pitch. This one ran off the outside corner, just like the pitch before. You got the called 3-1 pitch, but not the 3-2 pitch. For Bobby to try to steal a bag early here. 2 outs. Maybe first or second pitch. Think about stealing the bag. 2 stolen bases on the season for Bobby. And Carmona not particularly quick to the plate, and with that movement, a difficult pitch for a catcher. Not only to catch and throw, it's even more difficult.
Torrey 0 for 2, twice having grounded out to third. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 91 pitches now for Carmona, 53 strikes. Good lead for Abreu at first. 0-1, looped down a right field line and a slicing foul. That's no balls, 2 strikes. Only run of this game in the 3rd inning. Peter Borges with a home run. 0-2, chopped on the ground at third. Hanahan has it. Throw to first is in time. Bottom of the sixth comes to an end. 6 in the books here at the Big A. Angels still on top 1-0. Score of 1-0. Dan Herron, 6 punch-outs, 1 walk, facing the heart of the Indians order. Chu, Santana, and Hafner here, 3, 4, and 5. 91 pitches thrown by Dan, 57 strikes. Chu takes a fastball in there for strike 1. Shin-Soo Chu, the right fielder, 1 for 2. Strikeout victim in the first. He had a base hit in the 4th. Coming inside to even a count at 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
A lot of times you'll see Dan Herron throw an off-speed pitch here in a fastball count.
And he popped him up. Shallow left center. Reggie Willis comes charging in. There's out number 1. Hey folks, come out to the Big A, watch the Angels in action, then stick around for a spectacular post-game fireworks show. The next Wells Fargo Big Bang Friday is April 22nd. The Angels taking on the Red Sox. That game time is 7:05. Just come on over to the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com to get those tickets. A little Hall & Oates in the background there. It's right up your alley. It's 1 ball, no strikes here on Carlos Santana.
Good Philly band.
Got that going for him. Santana's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. So it's up and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. They really are your guys.
Yes. I thought you got that scouting report.
Oh, man. Santana takes a breaking ball looking for a strike. It's 2-1. Starting that windup, decided to stop and restart it. Boy, he's just been deadly in that zone against left-handed batters tonight.
Boy, that's a cut fastball. Give him a slow curveball 2-0, and then a cut fastball inside on the corner. I don't want a split finger fastball.
Pitch number 100 for Herron. He's got a full count here on Santana with Hafner on deck.
Aaron wants to go through the sequence of pitches again with Jeff Mathis. Sometimes you see a hitter will step out and see where the catcher is going to be located at the plate.
3-2 inside with that fastball, and there's a walk. So Hafner will step to the plate now. 1 out, a man at first. Hafner's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. You know it's a limited sample. The Indians have been better offensively overall, average-wise, against left-handed pitching than they have against right-handed pitching through 10 games. Not to say that that's going to continue to be the case. They've a couple of switch hitters in their lineup. Boy, they've been very good with men in scoring position when they've been in that situation. 3rd in the American League in runs scored. Hafner shooting one down the left field line. This one is slicing away from Willits. It is a foul ball. Because they play Hafner to pull, and even in the outfield, kind of pull him around. Reggie would be out in left center field a little bit.
Anything going to be up and away is a dangerous spot.
No
If
doubt.
he keeps that in play, it's going to be very difficult for Reggie Willits to be able to cover that much ground to make the play. So if you're going to go away, you have to stay down and force the ground ball. If you get a ground ball, you get a double play with Hafner running down the line. Because he generally is going to hit it hard. If you get to an infielder, you got a good chance at a double play.
With Herron now at 102 pitches, looks like the Angels starting to get some action going in their bullpen. Double barrel action. Fernando Rodney on the left, Hisunori Takahashi on the right. 0-1. Hafner out towards center field. Borges is there. 2 outs.
And Dan Herring, most pitches he's thrown this early in the season have been 110, so he's in that area right now, especially even though he did get an extra day of rest. He pitched out of the bullpen in a pitching inning, but you also had to throw some pitches to get warmed up. More than likely, Mike Scioscia, if Dan Herring could get through this inning, more than likely would say, okay, great job, let's go down to the bullpen from this point forward. That's what he wants. Shorten up the game, only have to get 3 to 6 outs out of that bullpen.
So 2 outs and a man at first. Orlando Cabrera steps to the plate, 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the 2nd inning, popped out as a leadoff man in the 5th. That pitch down low, he's taking the whole way. 1 ball, no strikes. If he has a quick at bat here, you figure that Herron will do his best to talk his way back into the 8th inning.
It's pretty convincing too. He doesn't like to come out of a game.
Good off-speed pitch there. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on for Cleveland. 1 run, 2 hits, an error, and 3 left on for the Angels. Orlando Cabrera, the former Angel, off to a very good start for Cleveland. 361 average at the start of the night. Spent last year with the Cincinnati Reds. 1-1. This one out to right, playable for Torrey. Herron is through 7. Nice job by him. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks so far. 7th inning stretch time. Angels up 1-0. shortstop for their first 11 years, would later be manager. The 6-time All-Star was the first beloved Angel.
He was Gene Autry's favorite. There's little doubt about that. And he could play. He was fiery. At that particular time, I think it was just what the Angels needed.
The Angel icon was traded away in 1971 for a young flamethrower, some guy named Ryan. Jim Fregosi in the house after throwing out that first pitch. He's scouting with the Chicago White Sox, so he is working. So they say as we go back to the first pitch.
Oh, good sink.
It's a pretty good shot put right there. It looked like a shot put too, that gold baseball.
Yes, it did.
Bottom of the 7th, Angels up 1-0. Alberto Callaspo to lead things off, takes a sinker down low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. It'll be Callaspo, Trumbo, Willits. It's Fausto Carmona. Alberto lifting one out toward left center field, but Bradley had him played perfectly. And there's out number 1. Callaspo 0 for 3. Mark Trumbo will step to the plate.
Well, not too often you look up at the scoreboard and you see a combined 3 hits for both clubs in the 7th inning.
Trumbo's 0 for 2. Ground out and a strikeout. Carmona getting ahead here. He's at 96 pitches, and the Indians, but they're starting to get some action going in their pen. This one hammered down the left field line. Stay fair. Gone. First big league, big fly for Mark Trumbo. 2-0 Angels.
That got out in about a half a second. Well, you wonder if Carmona was going to make a mistake against Trumbo during the course of this game, but he certainly did there, and Trumbo did not miss this one. It was hit so hard he didn't have a chance to go foul. Boy, that ball's covered.
Take that big goose egg out of that home run column for Mark Trumbo. Here's Reggie Willits. It's down and away. So the 2 young ones with home runs in this one. Borges in the 3rd. Trumbo here in the 7th. Reggie swinging through that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Willits, first start of the year. Off the disabled list, 0 for 2. Mark.
Pretty good feeling. You're one of those guys to a power threat like him. You get on one of those rolls. You look up, you see 5 or 6 home runs in that stats total.
Reggie grounding this one toward the middle. Cabrera to his right. Willits is retired. Round number 2. Hank Conger probably in a dugout. Said, hey, wait a second. You guys blew me off when I came back to the dugout.
Might have been that changeup, that Falcon changeup, didn't get it in. Oh, that got out in a second. I got to believe that had to hurt someone's hand when they caught that one.
Carmona has 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Jeff Mathis stepping in now. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop-up. Shows bunt. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Smoke from the fireworks now has filled the playing field. You can kind of see it in your screen. 1-0. Off the end of the bat up the first base line. I had a lot of spin on it. Laporta picks it up, retires Mathis. That is the 3rd out of the inning. But the Angels make it 2-0 courtesy of Mark Trumbo's first major league home run. Down the left field line off Fausto Carmona. Run in the third, first of the year. Mark Trumbo solo home run in the seventh, first of his career. Dan Herron back out there, 7 innings so far. First pitch off speed is up and away to Travis Buck. Bottom third due up for Cleveland here in the eighth. Buck, Laporta, and Hanahan. 6 punch outs, 2 walks for Dan Herron. This one lifted foul and out of play. Gave us a count of 1 ball, 1 strike.
You're right. He was able to go in and convince Mike Scioscia to go back out here for the 8th inning. 6th straight season of over 200 innings pitched. Will give that manager the confidence to send you back out there.
Buck went around on that pitch. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Buck 0 for 2. Twice having grounded out to Howie. Takes that fastball in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Generally, the pattern has been for Dan Herron after he shows that fastball in, he tries to finish you with an all-speed pitch away.
Fastball got him looking on the inside corner. Down goes Buck. There's out number 1.
But that's what makes Dan Herron so good. He backed it up with a fastball in with another fastball in. Buck's got to be thinking the same thing. I'm looking away, all speed. Instead, he gets a fastball inside on the corner.
3 starts this year. 7 innings, 7 2/3, 7 1/3 thus far. This one out toward right center field and hit well. Peter Borges, Torrey Hunter going back there, and Torrey makes the catch. The veteran schools the young one. 2 outs.
And a big smile from Torrey. Talking about a great first step, making that play, going up against the wall. Boy, a lot of confidence going after this. Got to read where the warning track and the wall is. Jumps up and makes a great play.
Boy, nice ovation out in right field for Torrey Hunter.
And Torrey's got 3 ground ball outs at third, but you know what? That play in the field makes him feel much better than even a base hit.
Chance of Torrey throughout the stadium now as that pitch is in there for a strike. Hanahan with a walk and a strikeout. He's 0 for 1. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It is 0-2. Boy, as much fun as the home runs by Borges and Trumbo have been, this crowd of 43,000 plus, another sellout here, coming to life on that catch by Torrey Hunter.
Sellout on a Tuesday night.
0-2, got him looking. A 1-2-3/8 inning for Dan Herron. Another spectacular performance. We head to the bottom of the 8th with the Angels leading it 2-0. the bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels on top 2-0. Another angle, another view of that catch by Torrey Hunter. Peter Borges thought about dropping one down, takes down low. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
No, Victor, when you're a pitcher and you throw strikes and you work quickly, your defense makes those type of plays behind you. You could see right away, Torrey was right in tune with that pitch. As soon as that ball was hit, he was immediately going towards the track and up against that wall to make that great play.
Borges swinging through that one. The count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Peter 1 for 2. Home run in the 3rd. Strikeout in the 5th. Pulls this one. That is a fair ball. And it was picked up by the ball boy. Last minute call by Tim McClellan. It's going to be a double for Peter Borges. McClellan almost got taken out there, and that's why he was delayed in making the call. That ball was smoked right at him.
We talk about quick hands. Twice in this game, Peter Borges. That is an absolute rocket. And the way that baseball goes down the line, that could be even scary if it gets around by the ball boy down the left field line.
So Borges in scoring position here for Meister-Sturz, trying to get some insurance. Hanahan at 3rd and Laporte at 1st, both playing in.
Well, that fastball had some weird movement. 92 miles an hour. Santana barely caught that ball.
106th pitch of the night for Carmona. 1-0 pitch. Meister rolls over this one to 1st. Laporte is down and near the bag, and Sturz is retired. Essentially works as a sacrifice, or like a sacrifice, with Borges advancing to 3rd.
Nice job there by Meister to be able to roll over and make sure he at least got the ball to that side of the infield to be able to advance Peter Borges, that big insurance run. Intensity there at 3rd base.
Meister 1 for 4 on the night. Here comes Howie Kendrick, 0 for 3. Indians bring their infield in. That caught the inside corner for a strike. The Angels do have action in their bullpen. It's Jordan Walden loosening. And for the Indians, Frank Herman. Swing and a miss. And it's no balls, 2 strikes. There's Jordan.
It's not easy to get a fly ball against Carmona. He's made a couple of mistakes, and those fly balls were Borges' home run and Mark Trumbo's home run.
Trying to stay down in the end. Trying to induce that ground ball with man at 3rd.
Very difficult pitch to be able to get in the air. Staying in to make sure to take the sting out of the bat.
They can hope for is with the infield in. You get jammed, little flare perhaps. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You gotta hope you can bring that pitch up. You get around belt high, you can do that. You can force it, flare it into the outfield, because that infield is playing way into the grass. You cannot afford to give up another run.
One and 2. Kendrick goes down swinging, 2 outs. Strikeout number 6 for Fausto to go with 2 walks. And Abreu coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1. 2 of those 2 walks.
Belcher coming out there probably to discuss strategy. They go after Bobby Abreu, who's had some decent success against Carmona, where they wait around and pitch to Torrey Hunter, who's hit 3 ground ball outs to 3rd base against Carmona today. Hardest discussion you have is that when a pitching coach comes out to you and they say, don't give him anything good to hit. Well, generally you try not to do that anyhow, but when you think that negative thought in your mind, that's when you make a mistake.
So thanks, Captain Obvious moment.
Yeah.
Borges over at third, 2 outs. Good pitch on the corner. 2-1.
Still good life. 113th pitch at 94 miles an hour.
Looks like he took something off there. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. In the 9th for Cleveland, they've got the top of the order coming up. Brantley, Cabrera, and Chu. There's Jordan Walden, so it seems, with Jordan loosening the pen. Walden hasn't pitched since Saturday. One. Pulled the string. 1-2.
Back-to-back change-ups. First pitch was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, then change-up. Still good movement on that pitch. Sold it well because a good arm motion through and out over the front leg.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Borges with a double to lead off this 8th inning. With the third on the ground out by Asturias, and still at third base after a strikeout by Howie. 2-2. Down low.
4 straight pitches. Off speed. Going to come right back with that same pitch.
Torrey on deck. Full count here on Abreu. Outside, he lost it. 2 on. 2 out. Torrey Hunter. Looks like Manny Acta. With Carmona having thrown 118 pitches, going to pull the plug here on the right-hander. And going to go to the bullpen. We got a pitching change here at the Big A. 2 on, 2 outs. Angels on top, 2-0. 2 outs. Let him go after Torrey Hunter, the right-hander, who's been very effective against Torrey. 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts over to third.
Yeah, you would think that you would leave him in there, especially a sinker ball pitcher. Generally, you're going to have good sink anyhow. He's had an effective night against Torrey Hunter. Instead, you put him in position now with a Torrey's got to be happy. He hasn't been able to get anything up but a ground ball to third base. Herman does have a good fastball, 92-96, curveball, and also a split finger fastball.
That fastball is in there for a strike at the bottom part of the strike zone. And it's 0-1. It's Peter Borges at third, Bobby Abreu over at first. Herman got to the big leagues last year for the first time. This one is fouled back to the right. 26-year-old from Rutherford, New Jersey. And a Harvard grad. Degree in economics from Harvard. Last year pitched in 40 games, was 0-1 with a 4.03 ERA. The 0-2, Abreu takes off, that's fouled back.
No mistake on an 0-2 pitch, got a lot of the plate, and Torrey found that straight back. Harvard grad.
Two foul at the plate. He's got a piece of the mask of Santana. Down remains with no balls, 2 strikes.
Talk about a hanging breaking pitch.
Long bottom of the 8th. Angels with runners at the corners. Trying to get some insurance runs here, up 2-0. The third to first move. Bobby not biting. Dan Herron's night, 8 innings, 8 punch outs. Abreu takes off. Torrey shoots one out toward right field. Playable for Shin-Soo Choo. He'll make the catch. That will end the bottom of the 8th inning. The Angels leave 2 men on. 8 in the books. Dan Herron putting his hat on. Looks like he's coming back out. It is 2-0. the order. 11 career complete games, 2 career shutouts, the last coming July the 10th against the Florida Marlins. Facing Michael Brantley as Dribble Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo. Brantley of this one, 2 fly balls out to right, line out to second. First pitch is in there for a strike. 8 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit allowed for Herron. Kayaspo in on the grass at third. This one gets by Mathis. The count is even at 1-1. One pitch. Brantley chops this one over towards second. 2 big hops for Howie Kendrick. There's out number 1.
Boy, so effective with his off-speed pitches.
Shortstop as Dribble Cabrera steps to the plate. He's 0 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out to short, and a fly ball to left. Showing bunt, takes the breaking ball in for a strike.
Continue to throw that first pitch strike.
Down and away, evens count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Herron, in case you're wondering, just threw his 120th pitch, 75 strikes. Just missed in. It was 2-1. Herron wanted that one. He wants to do baseball now.
It's a better move too to get rid of the frustration off the inside corner just by a bit. Get rid of the baseball. Got his motions back intact.
This one's popped up. Is Sturish on the dirt. 2 outs. Shin-Soo Choo steps up with 2 outs and nobody on. Herron trying to go for that complete game shutout. Breaking ball, strike on the outside corner.
Boy, all 3 batters here in the 9th inning starts off with an off-speed pitch in the strike zone.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Half-hearted swing right back to Herron. Flips the first. Light that baby up. A 1-hitter for Dan Herron. The Angels even the series up with a victory tonight by the final of 2-0.
You talk about dealing. You mentioned 1-hit shutout. This is a team he shut out tonight who's got an 8-game win streak coming into this ball game today. What an outstanding job. Split finger fastball, curveball, slider, cut fastball, 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball. Dominant performance from Dan Herron. Now 3-0 on the season along with Jared Weaver.
A terrific pitching performance on both sides. Fausto Carmona made 2 mistakes. Peter Borges touch him for a home run. Mark Trumbo also touch him for a home run. Angels win it 2-0. For Mark Kubica and Antara staff, I'm Victor Ross. We thank you for watching. Stick around because Angels Live is coming up next.